Hello, everyone. See you again. I am Jean Yao, biomedical researcher and a health coach.
I'm Kim Fox, registered dietitian specializing in functional nutrition.
Hi, I'm Heather Carpentier, and I'm a health and wellness consultant.
So today, we are going to talk about the kitchen success starts where. So where should we start? Kim?
Yeah, that's a good question. So whenever you thought about or planned out your meals, where do you normally do that? Do you do that at your kitchen table? Do you do that on your office desk? Do you do it on the way home from work and while you're sitting in traffic? Where do you normally come up with your meal ideas?
Well, anytime.
Okay.
Well, it's not, I don't have a kind of a fixed time. Okay, that's the time for me to design my dinner or design my meal. So I just, everywhere when I feel like, oh, okay, I want to eat this. So I think, okay, if I have this in my kitchen or in my refrigerator, I'll make it. If I don't have, I really want to eat it, then I need to remember. So, okay, weekend when I go out, I need to buy it.
Okay. So again, everybody's different. But you remember, if you heard us on Tuesday, and if not, we encourage you to go back and check that out, because we had a pretty lively meal planning and overall assessment of the foods that a person makes. So, you have the opportunity to do that yourself. But we discussed the importance of making your own meals or coming up with your meals in advance. We talked about some tips to help make the overall system more efficient. And again, gave you that opportunity where you could see how you're doing in that overall process. So today we're going to talk about those next couple of steps. After you've planned your meal, then we want to take you from store to door, that is, of your kitchen.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So when you think about grocery shopping, who taught you? Jean, who taught you how to grocery shop?
Well, I guess my mother.
Okay.
When Heather, I was young.
Okay.
Pretty much, I don't know that it would be taught. It was more caught from my mom. There wasn't a plan. There wasn't a plan to teach me how to grocery shop.
Okay. And I guess too, where I learned was just as, kid, well, you're young and you have to go where mom goes.
Yeah.
But, just for starters, for, everybody that's listening today, think about, how do you know what items, what products, what brands, what quantities, how do you know what to purchase? And why do you make the current choices that you do? Are these things you picked up on TV? Did somebody teach you? Where did you come up with those skills? And then there's so many other factors that come into play. So as you kind of glance through all these different types of words here, is there anything here that is guiding your food choices? Anything that jumps out to here on the screen here that jumps out at you, Heather?
The grass-fed thing.
Okay, grass-fed. All right. How about you, Jean? Anything here that kind of guides your decisions?
Trans fat.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I go more for organic. So again, it's whatever maybe we've been taught, maybe something we've heard on the radio or friends are using or whatever, but there's certainly a lot of influencers and factors that are trying to guide our decisions. And did you know that 80% of your dietary habits have already been well established by the time you turn 5?
Really?
Yeah.
That's what the literature, the research shows. Yeah. So you think about that, but again, we're inundated all the times with other things. So when we are in the grocery store, I'd say that the next couple of slides are what I would consider to be the most successful shopping tips. Just like we talked about last time with trying to plan ahead with your meals, the same thing goes with your shopping list. So ideally, if you can go right from making that menu right into making that shopping list, that'll make it a much smoother transition. Not only making the list, but then following the list. So that's also important. In fact, research shows that for every additional minute that you spend in the grocery store, you're going to spend that much more in money. So if you spend an extra 5 minutes in the store, you're going to spend an additional $5. So follow that list. Knowing your store's layout. So then that can help speed up the process, because then you don't need to go into those unnecessary aisles. And probably the number one rule, I probably should have made this first, is don't shop when you're hungry. And that might seem like a no-brainer, but I think it happens to all of us from time to time. So other tips that I have is, again, purchasing that in-season food when available. It's going to be far healthier for you. It's going to look better. It's going to taste better. It's going to be cheaper. Focusing on the outer aisles. Why do we want to focus more on the outer edges of the store than more of the inner aisles? What's on those outer aisles?
Real food.
Like what?
You have your vegetables, you have your fruit, you have your refrigerated, you have the dairy, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Less processed foods.
Less processed food. So you want to make some healthier choices. That would be a great place to start. Just for food freshness, when you do have to get dry foods, we all have to do that. You might need some flour or, some spices, whatever. So ideally trying to get those types of things first, just to keep the items that need to be refrigerated or frozen, they'll stay fresher. Avoiding that snack aisle. So there's really no reason why we have to be frequenting that. Making those meats separately, because again, those meat juices can get inside or contaminate maybe some of our produce, maybe the inside of the bag. So try to bag those separately. Comparing unit prices, because sometimes we think, oh, well, I'll just get the bigger box or the bigger can because that'll be cheaper. Not always. So if you check that unit price, you might find out that it might be cheaper to get 2 bags of the smaller, maybe the 12 or 16 ounce bag of brown rice than it is to get the great big bag. And then again, as we brought up before, especially in the warmer weather months, or if you live in a warmer state, have a cooler with you. So ideally, we want to get this fresh produce, especially, into our refrigerators and freezers within an hour of shopping. So using a cooler might help you be able to do that. So now that we've got the groceries home, now what? What do you got for us for ideas and tips and suggestions on that, Heather?
All right, well, you're going to need some tools. Every trade has specific tools to get the job done. And that means whether it's your car mechanic or your IT technician. Also, it's true.
Wow, those are so complicated. So
right,
many tools.
Right, but we don't necessarily need all these tools. And, knowing the basic tools that you need in the kitchen to be successful, it can be a hurdle for many people. And you'll be surprised that you really don't need all these tools or gadgets or special pots and pans to be successful in your kitchen. For example, I'm actually, I like to regularly go through my stuff, and I have a garlic press. I don't use my garlic press anymore because it's faster for me to just cut it up. And then if I use a garlic press, then I have to wash 2 things. And so I'm like, you know what? I don't need this anymore. It's taking up space. Why have it? So, there's a lot of tools that are out there, and some of them are pretty cool, but you don't need all those to be successful in the kitchen. It kind of depends on how much kitchen space you have and how often you actually use many of these tools. So yes, space can also be a challenge when setting up your kitchen, but we know that any kitchen can be used to prepare healthy food, no matter the size. So our next slide is going to show us, we've got 2 kitchens here, one that's close to probably an apartment size, and another one that's like every person's dream. Jean, Kim, do either of you have a kitchen that looks like this, or one of them?
No,
I don't want to answer.
Well, mine doesn't look like this either.
Oh.
But you know what? Whether your kitchen is tiny or huge with all the bells and whistles, it still needs to work for you. And one thing, you know, I look at that big kitchen and I think, oh, this would be awesome. Then I think, oh, I'd have to clean it. So, you know, there's pluses and minuses for both of them, but there's ways to work with your space that you have, setting up workstations, even in a small kitchen. And, you know, we want to encourage you to get into this kitchen and start investing in your health. So let's get cooking. So if you have the right tools and your kitchen is ready to go, the next step is to actually get into your kitchen. So we are sharing an awesome program where we can offer a fun session that you'll actually get to be in your kitchen, and we'll prepare 3 recipes. And along the way, you'll learn some culinary skills. And you can make these recipes when we do this session, which we'll be talking about shortly, or you can just watch and learn and make them later. So if you have meal prepping and planning, all this stuff is a lot easier if you have the plan, you have the shopping skills, you have the best tools, you have the recipes and the culinary skills to accompany you on your health journey. Guess what? You will have everything you need. And remember, you are worth that investment.
That's great, Heather. Thank you. Well, I just let people know we are launching a healthy meal plan for family program starting from March 30th. Kim and Heather will be our instructors. Kim, Heather, would you give an introduction about this program, please?
Absolutely. So in part of our kind of our 3-class session, our second class, the first one's going to be called, What's for Dinner, where we're going to be talking about meal planning. And then the week after that, it's going to be meal success from store to table. So I'm going to be talking about how can we save time and money when shopping. I'm going to talk about the rule of 5. So you can look at these 5 rules and determine, is this healthy? Should I buy this? Or, oh, absolutely not. And then a lot of times those food labels and those terms and definitions can be so confusing. So I'm going to talk about what some of those things mean. And regarding fresh fruit, may not always be as healthy as you think. So I'm going to give you the answer to what you should look for when you're purchasing that fruit. So Heather, what are you going to be talking about in that class that we are doing together?
Well, to continue on there, we're going to talk about some of those basic tools to get you started in the kitchen and appliances that no kitchen should be without. I'm not going to give you this huge list. This is the basics that can get you started. And then we're going to have some tips for organization and efficiency. And then at the end, we're actually open it up for questions and answers so that you will be able to get into the kitchen and start investing in you. So that class will be starting Tuesday, April 6th. That's class 2, and also April 10th. So you have an option of either Tuesday or Saturday. That class is $47. It'll include hands-out of the tips and tricks for both grocery shopping, organization of your kitchen, and things like that. But you do get an additional, if you sign up for all 3 classes, you'll get lots of bonuses and a special deal. And hey, who doesn't like to save money? I do.
I do.
I do.
So, and there's our website. So
yep.
Please check out the dymohealth.com, and then, a lot of things you can look at. We've got all kinds of articles and other interesting tips. But if you go to the product category program section, that's where you'll be able to find out these pre-featured classes that we're doing as part of our From Daily Duty to Inspired Deliciousness classes. So we hope that you are able to join us. So anything else you want to say, Jean, to close us out this afternoon?
No, I think that's all for today. I'm very satisfied and very happy to hear you and Heather had a very good discussion today about the kitchen.
All right. Well, I guess until next time, have a good rest of the week.
Yeah, you too. Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.